Hello everybody, here's my quick tutorial video on how to use StatCrunch to compute confidence intervals for proportions, and how to manually compute or how to compute for the sample size as well. So I'm going to just take a peek see at a couple of homework exercises here. And let's just note that this is just a manual. Let's compute given x and n. Alright, so here we want to compute and bring back the confidence interval. So when you're in your homework, again, if you just come over here to question help, click StatCrunch, and hopefully this thing will fire up okay. So if we come over here to stats, and here we're going to come over here to proportion stats, over here to one sample, and here we'll just do with summary, and here we need the number of successes. So here we're told that x is 75, and we're given the number of observations, which is 250. And notice here that we're going to have to change from hypothesis down here to confidence interval, and here we wanted 99%. So I'll just change that to 99%. All right, we'll just leave this method right here and just click compute. Boom, here it is. All right, so this is our sample proportion is 0.3, so 75 divided by 250 is 0.3. And notice here we have this lower limit here. So coming back over to here, we will just enter, and notice it says 2 decimal places. So for the lower limit, we'll go 0.2225, looks like 0.2253, yeah, so 0.225, and then we'll come over here to the upper bound, and it looks like 0.3746, so 0.375, and we just check the answer, and boom, there's our green box, so we can go ahead and move on to the next question. All right, so that's how you can use StatCrunch, and that's just how down and dirty and simple it is to compute this stuff. So now what we'd like to do is come over here, and now we're asked to compute a sample size computation. All right, so here we're given the estimate to have this margin of error of 0.03, and we want 95% confidence. So again, I'm going to come over here to stat, proportion stats, one sample, and here I'm just going to, you pick one of these two, it doesn't really matter, or I would just choose width and sample size. All right, so now that we have that, notice that we have to just enter in this 0.95. All right, so that's our confidence level. And here we are given a previous estimate of 0.32. So here, I'll come over here and go 0.32. And here we want our sample size, okay? Or here we want to put in our, we got to put in the width first. So here we want our interval estimate. And here's the weird thing, is that you actually have to double this. This is the strange part with StatCrunch, but when it goes to the width over here, we're told the margin of error is 0.03. Over here, StatCrunch wants you to double that, so 0.06. So then we'll just come over here and notice that it says that we have to have 929 samples. So again, if we come over here and just type in 929 and do our check answer, hopefully we get the green box. Boom, there it is. So the next part says she does not have any prior estimates. So to do this without the prior estimate, notice that the confidence level is 0.95, and this is using that other one that was 0.25 times z alpha over 2 divided by sigma. So now this target proportion, since you don't have it, you don't put in the 0.25, you put in the 0.05, or 0.5, sorry, 0.5, just like that. And then the width, again, is 0.06. Again, this is really weird on how they want to do this. And then click compute, and without the prior estimate, it's 1068. So we'll see if we get our green box here. So 1068, and check the answer, and boom, there is our green box. Okay, so this is how you can use StatCrunch to do these. So please remember the little tricks down here, and then doubling this. So here your target population if you have a previous estimate, and this one over here, don't forget you have to double the width. And I think I'd like to go ahead and just for funsies, I would like to come over here and do a critical value. All right, except for the homework here, I don't want to use an 83%. I think I'm going to use a 93%. Now this was discussed in the video, but I just want to go ahead and show you how to do this, as this ends up really being a Chapter 7 question. So the question is, how do I come up with a z alpha over 2 that corresponds to a, now I'm making a tweak, to a confidence level of 93%. So I'm just going to come over here to stat, calculators, and now I'm going to choose my normal, since this is asking for a z-score. So we just have to do some little computations in the back of our, and keep these computations in the back of our head. So let's just realize that alpha is 1 minus the confidence level, which I discussed in the video. So 1 minus 0.93 gives us a value of 0.07. And then now we have to calculate this alpha over 2, which is equal to 0.07 divided by 2, which is 0.035. All right. So in our normal distribution here, we are going to, since this is a z, then we're working with the standard normal, which is a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. And so I will change this to an having an area of 0.035. All right, so that, and then I'm going to use the left hand because I'm just going to do the left-tailed as discussed in the video. And notice that this comes up and tells us that we have 1.81. So you normally have to just round these to 2 decimal places. So I just wanted to throw this one in for extra credit. So this is how we compute the critical values using StatCrunch. All right, I hope this video helps.